Thank you so much for staying tuned. It's time for us to start off the discussion segment on this morning on ITV. It's all about the voter registration and the impact of polling units. From observation, it's like many Nigerians, especially the youths, mothers, fathers, they go out there en masse to register. But it's like they're not following the total principle when you talk about registration, because they are undermining the power of the polling units. Some are saying that when you have the zeal to go register, you may just be disenfranchised, not because you don't want to go out there to vote, because of the mistake you made by undermining the polling units. All right? Now, unless you tell us what a polling unit is and the importance, then we'll take a look at the registration process in various states, especially in Edo State. It's all about 2023 general elections, and of course, matters arise about this time around. We are zooming in more on the polling unit. I'd like to start my introduction by introducing a very, very vibrant youth. He is a youth mobilizer, a politician, an agriculturist, an entrepreneur. Join me to welcome Aras Ehigato Samuel. We're going to TMI. So this edition, it's been a while because I have to go rest my head a little bit. I went to leave sort of. Welcome to TMI. I appreciate you coming. All right.
Good morning, viewers.
All right. You get to hear put food on the table. You will not see or hear any of these things. I call them the voice of the masses. Join me to welcome Osanho Okoro Obaraye. Welcome to TMI. So this edition.
Thank you so much, my brother.
You coming.
Welcome back from your leave and happy, blissful birthday celebration.
And you guys only want to know. And a vibrant youth, a politician and entrepreneur. Join me to welcome Ojo Imafido. Ojo, welcome to TMI. So this edition. I appreciate your coming.
Good morning, Wilson.
All right.
Good morning, listening to you.
All right. It's like the momentum, the zeal, the zest of Nigerians coming out en masse to register for the forthcoming election is unparalleled since the beginning of a democratic dispensation. The youths, they are willing to go out there to register. The mummies, the daddies, like the above 18, they, look, we have to go get our PVC. But like saying the rush is okay. But it's like they are undermining the power of the polling units. I want to start off from you, Ojo Imafidon. What do you feel about this?
Thank you very much for your question. And, I guess with the, should I call this a revolution that is going on right now in Nigeria? A lot of people are aware of what they are doing and what is going on. But a lot of people are just, I guess they just want to join the bandwagon. I guess maybe they just want to, at least, since everybody are registering for getting their PVC, okay, this is an opportunity for me to get it. So, so what I'm saying is, like what you said just now, many people registering for this PVC, they try to make the job of INEC on that very day very difficult, because you see a lot of people. So maybe somebody staying in Isio, registering in, let's say, New Benin Market or the environs, close to, let's say, that area. Now, on that particular day, there will be no movement. So, meaning that same person will be disenfranchised on that very day. So, a lot of people registering don't even know the reason, or probably, okay, let me just say. Yeah, so a lot of people registering now, they just want to register. Probably maybe they believe, okay, with my PVC, with this PVC, I can maybe I can use it to. Do you know a lot of people registering for this PVC? Maybe they'll use it for maybe
open bank accounts, or transactions. Okay, all right. I will come back to. But you made a point about going to the wrong polling unit to register. You are a grassroots politician, Obaraye. I mean, right now it's like the rave is on, the craze is on. Like what you rightly said, you are in a particular locality. You're going to somewhere else to go register. I mean, is it going to have any impact in this election, like what he said?
Yeah, it's not going to have any impact. The reason is because the INEC machine that it's, you can register at Igo. when filling your data, you fill the data of where you intend to vote. And it will on its own go. INEC does not have a machine for Oredo, neither a machine for Ego. The machine is for Nigerians. So when filling, they ask you your unit. You say unit 7. Word 7. You fill it. And when you are not going to get a slip, it's going to come out on what you filled. So it's a form that is being filled. Right. So I think for that, INEC is on the right track. But I think the most happiest thing I've ever seen is the awareness of election they come. Okay. So to me, if it happens like this, that's to say in the next 4-8 years, we're going to get it right. Because if it has been happening like this 10 years ago, we will not be where we are today. This is a step in the right direction. With this one, there is hope for the future. Because these are people that before the very just now, if you tell them about election, they will tell you our votes don't count. If you tell them about registration, you even beg. Do you know then we have to even tip people? You tip them to come and register for their own good. Now, there is no day I don't get a call on a party so and so place, so they register, they don't want to give me form, I beg. These are people before you will beg and tell you, no, that they enjoy among them and leave us alone. But now they sing that their vote is their power, their vote is their right. So to me, it's a welcome development. But I next still need to do more. The reason is because it's not the registration of people to vote. It's not supposed to elapse. It's supposed to be like the passport thing or the driving license thing. I just renewed my driving license, and a month later I went to the office, collected the permanent driving license. So the voter registration should not be. We should not wait for every 4 years issue.
We'll come to
it. Should be a continuum.
We'll come to that. He talked about some persons going to a registration center to say, look, I am from this place, this ward, this unit. The big question now is, how many of them know the ward they belong to? How many of them know the units they belong to? Take it up from there.
Wilson, thank you very much. What I find out about the registration, I will put, first of all, define the situation. Because I've been in the scene, I've been in the feed with my people registering, a lot of people, and recently. I see what they are doing in the South-South. I would generally say the South-South is very, very poor in the aspect of the registration. Why? As of last week in the North, Benue State precisely, the registration goes from street to street to make sure that a lot of people is being captured.
From street to street.
Okay. They have more machines, they have more registration officers in the North. Why is it in the South we have very scanty registration machines? They don't even go from street to street. They go from polling unit to polling unit, as said. But I take my ward as an example. A ward with 57 community, rural communities, and three registration machines. How is it possible that you're going to capture those rural areas? And as long as this machine has started registration, I have not noticed that the machine have crossed the river to the real people behind the rivers. So automatically, those people are being disenfranchised. I think the South-South governors, the South-South leaders should do more so that the South-South can get more registration machine to be able to go around and capture a lot of people. Point 2, where there's going to be a disenfranchising of a lot of our youth. It is a very clear game. We should not deceive ourselves. If you go there now, you tell them, I am from Ward 2, Unit 18. Do you know that the INEC officer is going to tell you that Unit 18 is already fed up? And if Unit 18 is already fed up, he's going to feed you to the next possible units that is around that Unit 18. Then we have a problem. Ward 2 have 36 units. As at present, we have 88 units.
In that same Ward 2?
In that same Ward 2. That is 52 units more now than before. How do you expect those new people, this pumping in register now, those youth register right now, to know where those other 52 units are going to be? Or to even know the location? Then another problem I had too. I registered somebody that was supposed to be registered in unit 18 or 19. And he's now being registered at unit 49, which is after the river. Ewodia. On that day, he's coming. He's supposed to just drive down to airport road, register, do his voting, and go. Because I know at that ADP junction to the river, there's always a police and soldier block. No movement. So any youth that are coming to vote now in unit 18 and has been discovered that you are not able to vote in that unit, you will not be directed to your unit, which is unit 49. How do you expect that those youths to be able to move from that particular point now to unit 49 to vote? How many old women will not going to be angry after taking the stress to get to the unit they suppose and expected that they are going to vote, and they are going to be told to go to a separate unit? I tell you, many are going to grow angry and go home.
Okay.
So the unit something, I believe the INEC need to do a lot of sensitization. One, to educate our youth, educate our new register, that there are now more created units, and these units are their locations. Okay. That is a very big job to be done, which is not going to be easy. Because it's said those statewide, all the units were created.
All right. That's formed the cross of this discussion, because I've been thinking about the unit thing. Though Obarai talked about you should know your units and of course your ward, but as it stands right now, we have more units, and many users are there going out to vote, be like, put me for any units, put it in English, put it for anyone.
They put anyone.
I mean, now, in my opinion, do you think this is going to affect them negatively?
Like what my brother said, he said what is happening right now is what has never happened
Before.
You know, not that it has not happened before. What I understand about Nigerians is once you give us a popular candidate or a candidate we believe will deliver. Yeah. We saw what happened, I guess 93 or during MKO and
Abiola Tofa.
Yeah, the election. You saw how people came out on that at that time. Yeah. Then we saw 2011 when Goodluck Jonathan contested. We saw the votes that was coming out from the southeast and south because it was we believe it was our
own, yes,
our own. So now, I guess because of a particular candidate, that's why a lot of people are registering for this to get their PVC. If it's for two candidates that I know a lot of people wouldn't even want to get involved with. So it's because of a particular candidate, that's why people are registering now. It's not because maybe Nigerians are waking up. It's because of a particular candidate, which the people believe with this man, we are safe. Yeah. And now talking about the polling units. Yes. You know, in this country, a lot of things, it only takes the grace of God that most of our institutions do things right. Like what my brother said just now, he said somebody that went to register and they had to transfer the person to another polling unit. Because that's, for me, INEC, like what he said in the north, they're registering people
streets to streets.
So they know the sensitization is in the southern part of Nigeria. So they know a lot of people really want to vote now. So they will look for a way to skim people out, to frustrate people. Yeah. I guess that's why they will have to take it to another unit and all that, knowing fully well on that day there is no movement. I don't know if you understand.
Yeah.
So I just hope and pray that with all the efforts a lot of people are making to get their PVC, and a lot of citizens, they sponsor, should I say sponsor, or they've invested a lot
for them to go register,
for other people to register. They finance
logistic transition and the rest of them.
For people to just get their PVC.
All right. I'll come back to you. Obarai, now you said they should know their unit and of course their ward. But from what Ara said, he said we have new units, polling units. And of course, that is not really accounted for because many people don't really know about these new polling units. And of course, some people just be like, vote me anywhere. Let me just register me anywhere. Let me just get my PVC, as opposed to what you observe in the north. They're moving from street to street, thereby covering the lapses of some persons not being able to vote because of misplacement of polling units. How can this be tackled? Because many youths are making this mistake.
Yeah, the truth is that you know what you don't know, you cannot say it. That is why there's an adage in my dialect that says it's for the person only that kills a snake. The person will call it a python. The reason is because he only saw it and killed it. So the snake is not there to tell you it's not a python. So the news, what we need is reawakening. Before those units were created, it's not hidden. Our people perish because of lack of knowledge. SCG Primary School, Upper Forestry, opposite Vegetable Market. I'm aware you know where I'm describing. Yeah. Where the fracas about the Igbo and Hausa book out a few months ago. That's where I vote. Before it had 3 units, which is Unit 6, Unit 7, and Unit 8 in Ward 7. Now it has been demarcated. There is Ministry of Education, Oredo Ministry of Education, that SCG Primary School was shared it to. Now they carried 3 units into that place. And I asked, and they said it must now be, we are now 6 in SCG, that for the unit to remain, people must be above 50 in registration.
The unit must be more than 50.
More than 50.
50, yeah.
So these are the things you need to know. These are the things that our youth need to know.
How many of the youths are aware of this?
I said, listen to me.
Okay.
I said, I need to educate them. And our people need not just check, go. It's what I'm asking you now. It's not hidden. It's on your phone. If you ask. Before you go, if you want to go and register, ask yourself, where do I stay? Okay. Where is the closest unit? If you know you cannot Google it, I tell you, people call me every day. Yes. That place where you for the vote, where did they call them? Ask. Don't say because you don't know it. If I want to go into piggery now, even though I have to need to consult us because it's a master in the field. To tell you how will I go. So if you say because you want to vote for a popular candidate, I don't know where to vote, it will be down to you. You need to ask questions. Yeah. If you ask questions, you will not miss the vote. Just because you know this EPA has been there.
Yeah, it knows everything.
Even forget about party now. You want to register. I'm about registering. I'm filling my form. That place that is close to my dad's house, where is it called? Okay. How many units are there? I cannot tell you. Because I was in Unit 8 before. My dad is there, my mom is there, my family, about 40-something of Okobaye, are out there. So I told them, I'm moving from that unit to another unit. Because so that I can also not be a unit 8, let people be here. Let's try to see how we can demarcate it. I'm telling you because I'm a politician. These are our winning strategies that I'm not supposed to open up. But I'm telling you now.
All right.
I get it. So you need to ask questions. Don't just say because they are telling you want to they register. At the end of the day, you will cross land.
Okay, because that is what I'm perceiving right now in our youth. You get to hear most of them, they just thrown to Obavarama Square to go register. I was like, do they know what they are doing?
No, they don't even know it.
Good, but now, just to them, they have their PVC.
Yeah, in 10 years time to be useful.
Thank you. Now take a look at this scenario. He said you should ask. Many of our youths don't ask. All they know is that they have their PVC. Talk about new polling units. They are not aware. Now, since they are not aware, who is to be blamed in this?
Listen, it's two ways. Just like my brother said about it. The people that are registering, first and foremost, you are supposed to inform yourself properly of what you want to do. Because you say you want to take power as youth. And that's the reason you are registering. And you want to take power, you don't understand how to take power. The next is obituary. I'm just telling you the truth. Because majority of them that are registered right now don't know where they vote. The registration we are doing right now with INEC, with this massive registration, first and foremost, it's not going to be advantageous in this 2023 election. That is my opinion. it is only going to be relevant according in 8 years' time, in 4 years or 8 years, because at that time, people must have been used to this new polling unit. People must have been used to the environment and also know where those cards are useful. But as at present, there's no way INEC can sensitize the Nigerians of their new polling unit, that they will all be knowledge of it as at present. So, first, secondly, another problem I'm seeing is this. Like that general registration that was done in Ring Road, in Museum Grand. Do you know, many people did not even ask where the unit they are going to fix them. They were just, I want to register. I was there. I want to register.
That point would have been a point to enlighten them.
Nobody is enlightening them. Even when you go to the registration unit, like in your area now, like where I was registering a lot of people last week, there's supposed to be people there in that registration center to educate our people that are streaming in. Because not all of us are politicians. It is we, the politicians, that are privy to this information. We are the only one that knows what is going on. But the INEC supposed to put people there on ground to say, educate them, gather them together. Which area are you coming from? Maybe they'll tell you from Ohoromi. Okay, how many units is in Ohoromi? 2 units is in Ohoromi. Okay, educate them. Health center, Ohoromi. Town hall, Ohoromi. Is unit 19 or 20, just for example, unit 18, 19. You make sure they know already that center. But as long as they are not informed, all of them, they are only happy they have got their PVC, but lack the knowledge of where to vote. And I'm going to tell you, many of the urban registers, you're going to find their names in the registrar of some villages, some rural areas, in Obazagbon, in Amagba, and Ulemo. Go and mark it reason. And you are going to hear of this news after the day of the election, how many people that was frustrated that went back home, that it will be insulting INEC, they will be insulting the government and insulting the politicians. But failing to know that they were the one that lacked the knowledge of what to do at the right time, even before the electoral process.
I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you, Aras. Now, you just because right now I get to see you jubilating. I've got to my PVC. No, say your vote. So in pidgin English, yes, I'm going to vote for this. I'm going to vote for that. But it may shock you on that day that your name will not be there in your register. You'll be like, this is my voter's card, but your name will not be there. Are you going to blame INEC? You talked about the difference in registration strategy from the north and the south. Now, in the north, according to him, they go from street to street, polling units to polling units, to prevent this kind of issues. Why is it not done in the southern region?
Like that. It's a question I keep asking.
That's what I said just now. The awareness is more rampant in the south than in the north. And I don't know the reason for that anymore, but I guess INEC knows the kind of game they are playing.
Hold on now. INEC will be like, we're not playing any game, we're doing our job.
No, because if we're in the same country.
Yes.
You said what is good for the goose.
It's good for the gander.
So now, but I really appreciate INEC for one thing, for increasing our polling units. Yes, because I guess the other polling units we've been using was the one configured or created by, I guess, Chief Karibi of Nekon, as I guess during the time of Abacha.
Yeah.
That was 96 or so.
But then is that when you create these units, how many people are aware? Because that's my worry.
No, you know, for now, like what my brother said just now, that most people that are registering, and they are going to probably use it 8 years or 10 years from now. The problem we have.
Some are saying the registration. Sorry to cut you short.
Because of next year's election.
Yes.
I know.
And you're saying 8 years and 10 years from now.
What I'm saying is, if because probably maybe after next year's election, many people will understand the kind of errors they've made. So they will have to go back to that same INEC to correct it. I don't know if you understand. Yeah. They'll have to go back to that same INEC to correct that mistake. Oh, I'm supposed to be voting here. Why was I transferred to so polling unit, which they will not rectify it? And if our government are sincere to themselves, if our government really, for me, if sensitizing people on how to vote doesn't even make sense. If our government put in place a mechanism whereby if you can force people to register for NIN, if you can force people to get their BVN, PVC is not supposed to be a seasonal registration. It's supposed to be, the office is supposed to be there, whereby probably maybe they'll just look for something that will make people to register. If you don't get your PVC, you can't have access to this, you can't have access to that. In fact, that's before now, which at least, sometimes I just wonder, seeing people now, and we've been in this country together, if you see the people that are registering for PVC and you're wondering, so you've been around, that means you've not been voting. And you've been complaining about the government. So it's even, I will see, it still boils down back to the government, because I don't see any reason why you spend money on sensitizing people on what is their own right, because you voting is your right. Yeah. So it's not supposed to be the government sensitizing people. It's supposed to be your right. If the government put in place a mechanism whereby once you are 18 years, you're supposed to register for your PVC. If you like, you vote. If you don't like, you vote, you register.
All right, because in India, they made it a must that once you are 18 years of age, you must have your PVC. Yeah. They have other names they call it there, but the registration rights, it's a must for you to have access to some government things. You have to show it that you are 18. So where is your card? You present it in India. That's why they have these massive voters coming out to vote during elections, because that is the mechanism on the ground.
Left for the politicians.
Yes.
They won't even they won't prefer people not registering. I don't know if you understand, because like you said about India just now, if the politicians really want people to register, yes, I guess maybe by now we won't be talking about people.
Okay. All right. Now I was speaking to a friend of mine. Was like, you went to King Square, right? To Government Square. He said, yes, I've registered. And I asked him a question. You live at a local access. You went to that place to register. How are you going to do it on that day, knowing fully well that there'll be no movement? He paused for a while. He looked at, maybe he now realizes it was like, okay, I'm gonna book a hotel. I was like, what about those that don't have the money to book a hotel that day? What then happens? Now, how come they move from street to street in another part of Nigeria? Why in this our own southern part? I'm going to ask you the same question I asked him. They are not doing the same. Is it a scheme somewhere or a plot somewhere to disenfranchise some persons?
I will also ask you a very salient question. Also, how come the cutoff mark of JAM is 150 in the north and it's about 250, 300 in the south? If you also answer that question, I think maybe we're able to get ourselves correctly. It's a simple, I get it now. So this is the place we find ourselves. I get it now. So complaining about how come it's happening there, it's not happening here now. It's like telling me that I'm saying 12, you are saying dozen. It's already, so we should, if they give us one, don't let us joke with it. If it's for us to sleep there, let's do it. Because they've not even done this before. We've not been given this privilege of this massive vote. Because these are same people before now that we use New Lagos Road as a football pitch on election day.
Playing football.
Full football. Then when you are monitoring from SCDA, you want to cross to Pain, they'll be mocking you as a politician. You'll be mocked by your own peer group. They'll mock you. Now they are the one calling you. They'll say, boss, that place where you for the vote, wait till they call themselves. Which unit? I said, I did hear where they say, which unit?
I mean, all this, they don't know the name of the unit.
No. It would have been my turn to mock them, to say, but I will not say no. They didn't know. I will not start describing and letting them know that even for you, you can just also go to Adesuwa. Because I have about 5 places around me that I can stroll to on election day to vote. I will not tell them which one you know you can stroll easy, or which one you know you have friends that even after you vote, you will be at. They will not say, okay, they prefer this one. I'll say, okay, go to this place. Tell them this is Unit 28, Ward 7. So, for that of trying to tell us the not go to house, also know that that is how they also do it when you hear during population census. Yes. They will tell you in a house in the north that is just a thatch roof. They have about 200 persons staying there. And my father's...
With that number, I think yes.
Listen,
you can use the word they are more. I don't use the word, okay, fine. Then in my father's mini estate at Owogo, 200 persons. 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 2
they will come out and tell you we are 72 because you saw the 72 persons. But this one they will tell you you don't have right to see.
You can't go in.
No, and if you go in, even if the person is a baby, the person is covering
The face.
the face. So whatever the person tells you is what you believe. The age this time you don't even know how to argue. So on the day of voting too, the person covers his or her face and vote. You are the one asking. That is their culture, and they are in government. So it's simple. So it's now also left for us to say, okay, we want to have it right. Simple. Now go and register. You are registered. You are not asking questions. When you know that there's already a defect in the structure that Nigeria is placed, so because they know we are sensible. So you need to ask, what is it? Because INEC will not do it. INEC will not. If you wait for INEC to come, if INEC does it, there's supposed to be a program. INEC is supposed to pay to ITV now, maybe 1 hour.
Yeah.
Sunday morning like this, yes. Sunday morning like this, tell you if you live around Apapava, this is about the primary school. This is Ayanuge. This is Adesuwa. This is Fabia. But they will just give you different places you can go to and tell you these are this and this and this, so that you on your own will know. If INEC does that, give Satanas literature and the tongues. If INEC does it, that is the end. You will also know that we also have vote. And also notice that we still have, you've not talked about the Christianity that is being divided. Yeah. As we speak, don't let us also exaggerate it. We have close to 1 million Jehovah's Witnesses in Nigeria. If not more than. Don't let us exaggerate. Is that one exaggeration too? No, is that one exaggeration too? No. That we have 1 million Jehovah's Witnesses in Nigeria.
It's more than. It should be more than 1 million. It's more than 1 million.
Exaggerating now, that is more than. Me, I said, let's say 1 million. Do you know Jehovah's Witnesses does not vote? It's against
the doctrine.
Their doctrine. And also take note, if you have one as a friend, they are good at telling you about politics of Nigeria. If they win when they discuss politics with you because they read a lot.
Yeah.
At the end, ask them where's your PVC. They'll say, no, it's against their doctrine. That is Christianity. Why in the same note? The imam will speak and it becomes a law.
And
INEC will carry that registration to the mosque. They will not go. They will leave their market to do it. This one, our pastors will tell you, when you go, they don't do you, don't go. No, they are not shouting. Don't do this, you must go and have your PVC. If our pastors have been doing it long ago, if they were open like this, speaking like this, to say if you don't bring this, if you don't bring your PVC, you will not enter here, you will not do this. So you tell me, if it was not overkilling, you would have still been mute. If it was not maybe Buhari, things are the price hike of everything is up, you would have still been mute. On a system, it's their right. Right. You kept these people in darkness up till now. Now you people are shouting. When you know that in Nigeria, since they are aware that you people now know, the politicians will also go back to their drawing board.
Exactly.
To see. Because no, don't let us. Don't let us. They will go back to their drawing board. Mark my word on that day. With your master that has been voting will go there that day, you will not even see your name. If you see your name, your picture will not go. And now also be aware that INEC has said, I'm telling you, I'm quoting now, that this time, if the camera does not see your face properly, that is the end, you cannot vote. Yeah. Not even your thumbprint any longer. So that is to say, if the passport that I have on my neck, I have lockout, it's going to take time now for the machine to even recognize my person. So there's going to be deficiency of that. The people are going to be disenfranchised. So that the little they have, they'll count from. But don't let that also stop you. Because time is of the essence. If you are differential, go back again to INEC. Yes, if I told you when we came here to discuss about Buhari, and you said no, he has a long time. I said no, politicians don't count every year. We count every 4 years. I count that one as a year. Now Buhari has less than less than 200 days to give power to the next person.
All right.
And everybody. So also be patient, because What they want to see is for you to be frustrated.
Thank you.
If you are not frustrated, in 4-8 years' time, they will not know you know it.
All right.
The space will not be so hard for them
to
to
manipulate.
play your Joe.
Thank you so much. It's all about knowledge. It's all about wisdom to get to know what is really going on. Aras, you're going to have your last line on this, each of you, at least a minute each. Since we are in this position right now, so people are still going out there to go register. They don't even know what they are doing in terms of units or anything. What advice do you have for them? And of course, politicians really want these persons to go out and to register.
Listen, the only thing we can do for ourselves is to help ourselves. Because, like, I believe you might be receiving my message too because of my WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
Every morning I send the center for registration always out.
Yes.
To about 1,000 people in my phone.
Yeah.
I put it on Facebook.
They will forward too. If you send to me,
and whoever they forward it to. Yeah. So by that, we're helping ourselves already, within ourselves.
Yeah.
The only thing we pray, the government should help us to. Why I say so? There's a game practically going on. If you look at the registration of the Northern vote power, as at present, there are roughly about 68 million registered voters.
68 million.
And then those that come out for vote, roughly about 20 million. Then look at the South. We have roughly about 38 million total South. And those that come out for the election is not up to 10 million. But they've never got 10 million together. So now we are trying to register. It's called One Power Back to the South. We are trying to register a lot of people so that we can have populations, so that we have voting power in the South as well, which is going to be very, very good. But don't forget, as we, the South, are shouting, we want power. The North are increasing their registration as well. By the time the registration is over, they'll be having like 80 million, probably. And we'll be having like roughly 40 to 50 million. Then, there's no way the South can still determine who the president of Nigeria will be without the Northern cabal. And that is the game that is going on with the INEC. For me, why they are registering street to street in the North, and why in the South, disenfranchising a lot of people. By fixing few machines in the few places. So it is now for the government.
That's what they call conspiracy theory. Even if it's your opinion, that's conspiracy theory.
No,
you just can't prove it.
It's a clear issue.
You just cannot
prove
prove it.
You are a Nigerian, I'm a Nigerian. Because you are not, you are in the North, you receive more preference, receive more better, easy access to your registrations and everything. Is that not two-party games? You don't need to tell us this. You should tell yourself the truth. How can a 57 committee have only 3 registration machines? Why in the North, which is just about 5 streets or 6 streets, have about 6 machines? So my brother, we should tell ourselves the truth.
Thank you.
They are doing this game for a game so that the North will always determine who the Nigerian president will be tomorrow.
That is my belief. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
But we beg all our youth, as you are registering right now, please ask the old politicians around you. There are a lot of them around you. You know them. Let them inform you. Let them educate you. So that we will not make a mistake that we are making right now.
Thank you.
A lot of blunders have been done.
Thank you so much. Well, his analogy between the North and South, Michelle, and all that, his own opinion, conspiracy theory, if there's an element of truth in it, it's only time that can tell or will tell eventually. Well, Ojo, your last line in this discussion, what advice do you have for the youths? A minute.
First of all, I'll say, talking about the North and the South.
Oh, here we go again.
Yeah, so for me, I don't see any big deal in that, but you know why? Since 99, we've had about, how many INEC chairmen? I guess 4. We, 2 Southerners and 2 Northerners now, I guess. So if the Northerners, in the aims of affair in INEC, are doing that for their people, so I don't blame them. We had Ebe Gobadia there, who was a national chairman in INEC. He didn't do anything. When he was there, probably maybe registering people as of then. Morrissey was also there. I don't know if you understand. And the people that were even ruling there were Southern presidents. So I don't see any. If they want to register 1 million, if they are maybe giving more preference to them there, and it's because of the people that are there. I don't know if because Southerners have also held position.
All right.
And for me, the advice I have for people is not just because. So some people, it's just the fun fair, like, you know, the other day, some people were in the roundabout, you know, dancing. You know? So it's just like, oh, this is an opportunity for me to, so it's not for you to get your PVC on that very day, go out en masse and vote for your choice candidate. That's where, because if our votes doesn't count, because a lot of people before now they say if you it won't work. If your vote doesn't count, I don't see any reason why politicians will be paying you on that day to vote for them.
Thank you so much, Ojo Mafido. Well, Obaraye, your last line on this.
Thank you so much. I think you also forgot that it's one thing to have your PVC. How many people do also know how to vote? You didn't do that to vote.
We'll come to that another Sunday. Yes, I didn't forget about it.
To vote.
How do you vote?
Even old politicians still make the mistake. On that day, you'll be given 3: Senate, Rep, Presidency. How many of you will have the patience to read? To say this one is Presidency, this one is Senate, this one is House of Rep. You don't even know it. What differs is just sometimes one pink, one green, one orange.
We'll come to that.
So that one too is also on the other side. That's a story for another day. Then you're also talking now about getting the vote properly.
Yes.
Not about vote buying. After succeeding in getting it, and you are standing, you are shouting, I want to vote, and you see somebody tempting somebody with 10,000, and you don't have data on your phone. Can you also bear it? So to me, all this, that's I want to do this, I want to do this. There are some rudiments that you have to pass through. What I want to tell my people is that with these people, will there be this momentum again if all what they are agitating for don't work come 2023? Will they also not continue with this momentum? Because if they don't continue, the politicians will be happy to say, hey, they say they're no pass. So, but if they continue to say, okay, this one was this stick didn't kill this snake, but there's already an injury. We are coming back again in 2027 to finally do it. By then, those that are 16, 15 will already be 18. There will be more. Mobilization and awareness will be more. And also, my brother, let's be factual to ourselves. I'm aware, and they just want to stop registration. But how many people are aware of all this? So to me, when it comes to election issue, thank God our people are aware now. I think that since they are aware, they should also be patient. And they should, more vote buying is the essence of all. Look at them, they were protesting in the Ekiti election. They didn't protest about their voters card now. They were protesting about vote buying. And who were the people giving? You saw a young girl with her money and her PVC displaying it, that she was happy. That yes, that the money. People were complaining the money was too huge. Everybody was sharing money. They were not complaining of the one that was huge.
That will be a topic for another day.
Yeah, so this you must not. This one, when you answer a question. What is the name of Nigeria? Question.
Yes,
that goes up.
Thank you.
How to vote, money buying, and lastly, monitor the vote. After voting, will you be there?
Good question.
When you are counting.
Good question.
Who will provide the lights? And when the vote enters around 10 o'clock, is it INEC?
Thank you.
Who will provide a car to carry the vote from one place to the other? Is it INEC? These are being left in the hands of politicians.
Thank you. Well, lots and lots of questions because I was like bothered about this scenario. I get to see people coming out here, they are singing, they are dancing, going to get our PVC. Like what I said in the onset, you may have all these things, you will be shocked that we disenfranchised. And they just table out the reasons why that will happen because on that day you won't start insulting INEC. You will not insult politicians. You will not insult the governor because you're making a mistake now.
Right.
Where is your polling unit? Did you ask questions? Because well, let me speak from experience. I've made a lot of mistakes because I just didn't read through. You don't just go and do whatever you want to do. No, you have to read. You have to ask questions. So we don't want to fall into that same trap. Okay. Go back now, ask questions. It's not enough for you to start dancing, get our PVC, we'll vote for this, we'll vote for that. It may not work on that day because of the mistake you've made. So start correcting yourself now by knowing your word, your unit. Ask questions around. It is very, very important. Our politicians, you have the duty and responsibility to educate the people following you, people that believe in you. You have to educate them. Units and word. It's not about comedy. It's not about music. It's not about entertainment. It's about your right as a Nigerian. Well, I appreciate Nigerians. They're coming out to mass to register. But you have to do the right thing. So on that day, you will not be shocked. Gentlemen, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful analysis.
Thank you
I hope viewers out there you've learned. Spread the word, spread the news. They should know the right thing to do at the right time. Don't go away. We'll be right back to talk some more on the gale of defection after primaries. Are you shocked to see some people leave a particular political party to go to another political party? What is the end game? Don't go away. We'll be right back.